Hello everybody! Today I'm going to be giving you 12 makeup tips that I've picked up over the years. This is in the theme of 12 days of Christmas, but hopefully you'll be able to master them all in time for Christmas Day and all the Christmas parties you'll be attending. So the first tip is all about learning what your skin tone is, and there's lots and lots of articles out there and tips on how to find out whether you're warm toned or cool toned and which foundation to go with. The simplest way to do it is hold something gold against you and something silver, and instantly you will look brighter with either of them, and that's your indication. So if gold suits you, you're a warm toned, and with warm tones you want to actually counteract that by applying yellow toned bases. If silver really suits you, then you are cool toned and you want to go with foundations that have got a slight pink tone to them. So remember, just gold and silver. You'll probably know by the jewellery that you wear which complements you best, and that's how to find out which tone you are. The next tip is all about foundation. Now, when applying foundation, you will often see assistants in shops or makeup artists testing sort of on your neck here. This isn't actually a great place to test. So on women, you tend to actually be your palest on your neck. Sometimes when you're applying fake tan or you're sunbathing, obviously your face will get it, but your chest will be the most the darkest area. So what you want to do is you want to make sure your foundation matches your chest more than anything, because if you're matching it to your neck, you could end up looking really pale on your face and your neck, and then your chest and the rest of your body is naturally a little bit darker, so it's going to just look a little bit off really. So remember, by all means get the tone right by testing in a shop on your neck, but you want to go, as you can see, mine is naturally just that little bit darker, so I've matched my cheeks and my face to that. The next tip I've got is applying fake tan. I love applying fake tan and do it every week, and I found the best way to do this on your face is to use a makeup sponge. So the type that you can get in shops, just really basic, doesn't actually matter what size, but whether you're using a mousse, a spray or a lotion, you want to apply it to the makeup sponge first, and then I would apply the fake tan to your face as you would your foundation. So I'd put a little bit on the forehead and the nose and the chin, and then I'd apply it literally in circular motions with this sponge and then dab it in to make sure it sinks really nicely into your skin. It's really easy to blend it into your neck that way too, because applying with your fingertips makes it uneven, especially if you're using gloves that are sort of latex and plasticky. It doesn't give a nice finish, so use one of those makeup sponges to apply your fake tan on your face. The next tip, again on foundation, is all about making it long lasting. So we know that primers help, and you can get oil-free foundations and also ones that are naturally made to last sort of 16 to 24 hours. But what I would do, because I'm not a fan of using powder, and this is simply because I do have quite dry skin, is you want to get a tissue and you want to sort of part it in half, so you've got one of the plies, I think that's what they call it, and you want to get your tissue after you've applied your foundation and just press it all over and dab. What this is going to do is it's going to absorb all the oils that are in your foundation. Even if your foundations are oil free, they will still naturally have a little bit of oil in them, because that's how they're made. So whilst I don't have oil on my skin, which is why I used to never ever blot because I thought there would be no need, what this does is it absorbs all the oil from the foundation, not your skin. And the oil from the foundation is what makes it slip and slide slightly. So once you've blotted it, you can by all means apply a little bit more by sort of using one of these, let me just grab it, one of these stippling brushes that are flat, so you can sort of press it, that will help. But yeah, just make sure that all the oil in the foundation is gone, that'll make things really set. So next, onto your eyes. Now most people, because we all have busy lifestyles, have dark circles, as have I, but this lighting probably isn't helping. Let me just move that light actually over there. Naturally people will have sort of dark circles, and I think to counteract that, people tend to go overboard with concealer, but actually the more light concealer that you're putting in on your eyes is going to make it look more obvious that you have got dark circles. You're going to look worse. So if you've got bags and dark circles like I have here, what you want to do is apply the concealer not all over, but underneath the bags, so underneath where the shadows lie. So if I just sort of squeeze my eyes a bit, so if this is like a little bag, you don't want to put the concealer here, you want to put it underneath where the shadows lie, because what we're trying to do is make sure the shadow looks lighter. So don't apply it all over, it's just going to look a mess. And the next tip is still on concealer for your eyes, and how I would do it is get a little brush like so, and once you've got your concealer, a lot of people tend to put it all over their eyelids and just round in a circle, almost like an owl look. This again is going to make things stand out and not do you any favours. What you want to do is you want to get the concealer, and you want to sort of push it down and out onto the cheek. So rather than going up here and all around here, get the concealer and just sort of smooth it out down like so. What this will do is give you a nice highlighted area here, so when your blush is on, it'll make it stand out really nice. And again, it will just give you a natural uplifted look rather than just two white sort of patches on your eyes. Okay, the other tip again is to do with eyes, and it's to do with the gap that you have between your eyebrows and your actual eyelids. Now, I've got quite a large gap there, which is something that I don't really like, but what you can do is apply shimmer, but the larger the line of shimmer that you apply under the brow, the more obvious the gap is going to look. So for me, I would apply a tiny bit of shimmer, just a little line underneath the brow. If, however, you're wanting to create this space larger, if you've got like quite sort of a tiny space and you want it to look bigger, apply shimmer in a much thicker line, almost all over here. So just remember, when you're using shimmers, highlighters, concealers, anything like that, it's to make the area look more obvious and larger. So that's why we need to be careful how much we apply on the eyes there. The other tip I've got, which I started doing a couple of years ago, is applying a skin-toned eyeliner in the inner rims of your eyes. Now, years ago people used to use white, but that looks really unnatural. The skin tone, you can't even tell you've got the eyeliner on, and it really does make your eyes pop. It makes them look really awake. It looks great against any other eye makeup. So you can get them in most places now, or you can even use a concealer stick if you wish, because that does the same trick. And you just want to put it in this inner rim here. Waterproof ones are best, obviously, because the natural sort of tears that you have in your eyes might, you know, make it disappear quicker. So you just want to put it in here, and it just makes everything pop. Really does work. Another tip I've got is to do with heated eyelash curlers. These are quite expensive and you've got to wait for them to heat up, but there's really no need. You can just get your ordinary eyelash curlers and put your hairdryer on them for like literally 10 or 15 seconds so they're warm, and then you want to curl your lashes and hold them and let go. Only hold them for about 5 seconds, that's all you need, and your lashes will be warm. And the reason this will make them set longer is as they cool, just like your hair, as that cools, that will make the waves set. So yeah, just heat your own eyelash curlers, really quick 2-minute job. It really does set your eyelashes out. Another tip is to do with eyebrows. Eyebrows have been really on trend all year, whether it's having them done like threading or tinted or whatever. Shape's really important because it frames your face, and it's almost like the most important area. You know, if you don't even apply any other makeup, you want to make sure your brows are nice and defined. Now, you can get loads and loads of different brow stencils in kits at the moment. There's lots and lots out there. Just have a look online or in your local stores. And I would always recommend using a brow stencil, because over the years I've tried to follow my natural eyebrow line, but the stencils that are out there give really nice strong definition, so they sort of start thick. You get a nice squared look here, and then they have a nice arch. So I would just put the stencil on and then use either a brush with powder, wax, a pen, pencil, whatever formula suits you best. So you apply the stencil and you just colour it in. It's so simple. It takes half the time it would if you didn't use a stencil, so go out and get one of those, they're fantastic. Another tip I've got is, I think applying blush or bronzer, you need to choose which you want to go with because they always clash, and it's something that people tend to do and it just doesn't look great. So you want to either apply blush on the apples of your cheeks and up on your cheekbones a little bit, but then like now I've got blusher on, I would not apply bronzer, because if I was to put bronzer on now, it would just counteract the entire look. So I've gone for rosy blush today, but if you do want bronzer, don't put anything else on. And with a bronzer, I'd get a small brush like so, not a large one actually, like a lot of people recommend. I would get a small brush like this. You sort of suck your cheeks in and put the bronzer where your natural sort of cheekbone would be. Up and out. By all means, like people say, put a little bit on your nose if you want and your chin, but I tend to just focus here and keep all this area bare. You'll have your nice sort of concealed eyes and highlighters, and it's just enough. You don't need any more than that. And the final tip is to do with nude lipstick. Now, everyone loves nude lipsticks, and there's all sorts of shades out there. I absolutely adore them. I sort of tend to buy and get sent so many, but sometimes they don't really work for me. So to save your money and to find out whether a nude lipstick is right for you or not, because even though you might adore the colours, they just might completely wash you out, what you want to do is you want to get your foundation, and you want to put foundation all over your lips. And you want to take a step back, make sure you've got no other makeup on other than your base and your foundation, no blush or anything. And the pale lips will either really, really work for you and you'll look very attractive and subtle and sexy and gorgeous, or it might completely wash you out. So in my case, it does make me look washed out. If I put foundation on my lips, it makes me look really dark under the eyes and no colour. It just doesn't suit me at all. So unfortunately, nude lipsticks aren't for me. If I am tempted to go for something really nude and natural, I will apply something more berry or pinky or peachy, actually suits best. If, however, the foundation looks great on you, then nude lipsticks are really going to work for you, so you can go out there and try them all. There's some great tones out there from all sorts of brands. So they're my main tips, and I hope they've helped you, and I hope you all have a wonderful Christmas, and I'll see you soon.